Sami Zayn to leave if the company is sold to Saudi Arabia. Vince McMahon sued amid WWE selling to Saudi Arabia rumors. Update on Shane McMahon's current position in WWE. 73-year-old legend says Sasha Banks always ignored him backstage. Judgment Day member takes a shot at Roman Reigns. WWE director attempts to bury Solo Sikoa. The Usos tag title reign to end imminently. Backstage politics in Roman Reigns and the Bloodlines WWE storyline. Let's jump right into it. Vince McMahon sued amid WWE selling to Saudi Arabia rumors. Only Vince McMahon can be sued immediately after returning to WWE. His comeback is the most shocking news to come out of the company since his retirement in 2022. The man undid everything faster than that Santino Marella Royal Rumble elimination and changed the landscape yet again. McMahon's return saw a flurry of rumors fly at wrestling fans, including one that stated he was selling his empire to a Saudi Arabian party. While that has been denied, the fact remains that he is planning on transferring ownership of the promotion. Oh, and Stephanie McMahon resigned too. Amidst the chaos, the former CEO of WWE returned as executive chairman. This didn't sit well with many, with one particular shareholder suing him for misusing his power. The investor, whose name is Scott Fellows, alleged that Vince McMahon was being sued only because he used his position as majority shareholder to return to a position he had previously left. Following an investigation into allegations of sexual harassment against McMahon, the board unanimously determined it was not in the best interests of the company and its stockholders for McMahon to return to WWE. Nonetheless, McMahon executed the written consent to remove certain directors who opposed him and add himself and two cronies to the board. The stockholder approval amendment went further and usurped the power of the board to manage the affairs of the company. As such, McMahon violated his fiduciary duties by executing the written consent. It will be interesting to see whether Fellows wins the lawsuit or not. Watch this space for more updates. Vince McMahon being sued is nothing new, but what makes this one stand out is how expertly he played his cards to return as executive chairman. His statement declared that his comeback was essential to oversee important decisions being taken, which to us seems like a power struggle. The only way for WWE to fully capitalize on this opportunity is for me to return as executive chairman and support the management team in the negotiations for our media rights and to combine that with a review of strategic alternatives. My return will allow WWE, as well as any transaction counterparties, to engage in these processes knowing they will have the support of the controlling shareholder. One can only wait and see what Vince McMahon does with the biggest wrestling company in the world. Wherever it is, we hope there's no chance in hell of it being a completely different proposition to what it has been for decades. Update on Shane McMahon's current position in WWE. Shane McMahon has not been on WWE television since his disastrous appearance during the 2022 Royal Rumble but remains with the company. The 52-year-old was reportedly let go by the company after the debacle at last year's Royal Rumble event. Shane was the lead producer for the men's Royal Rumble last year and was also entrant number 28 in the match. Shane O'Mac managed to make it to the final three superstars in the match before being eliminated by Brock Lesnar. It was his first match since losing to Braun Strowman in a steel cage match during Night 1 of WrestleMania 37. In the company's latest SEC filing, the company disclosed that Shane was retained by the company as an independent contractor with a salary of $828,000 in 2022. WWE is starting off the new year with massive changes that have taken the wrestling world by storm. Vince McMahon exited the company due to alleged misconduct but recently made his shocking return. Vince was unanimously elected as the executive chairman of the board yesterday. His daughter, former co-CEO Stephanie McMahon, announced her departure from the company alongside the news. Nick Khan is now serving as the company's lone CEO as WWE is set to negotiate a new media rights deal and possibly sell the entire company in the near future. The company was rumored to be sold to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, but that was shot down. In today's SEC filing, former board members Ignas Lahoud and Manjit Singh's resignations were attributed to them not agreeing to Vince McMahon's return to the company at this time. They were in favor of exploring strategic alternatives to maximize value for shareholders, but resigned following McMahon's return. The road to WrestleMania 39 is quickly approaching, but most fans are discussing the latest rumors surrounding the company. It will be interesting to see how WWE can get fans fully invested in the product again ahead of the Royal Rumble on January 28th. Would you like to see Shane McMahon be a surprise entrant in this year's Royal Rumble? Let us know in the comments section below. 73-year-old legend says Sasha Banks always ignored him backstage. Sasha Banks now goes by the name of Mercedes Moon. The former WWE Raw Women's Champion will compete for New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom. Talking about the nature of her WWE departure, 73-year-old wrestling legend Dutch Mantel detailed how the wrestling star always ignored him backstage. On the latest episode of Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel was asked about Banks and her recent departure from WWE that was made official. There were rumors during the summer of 2022 that she was in talks with WWE, but the boss ultimately chose to leave the company to fulfill her bucket list of wrestling in Japan. Dutch Mantel said that during the 2 years he was there since Sasha Banks debuted in 2015, she didn't say hello to him once. I was there for 2 years. Guess how many times Sasha said hello to me? 0, because I wasn't in her orbit. Even when I passed her, it's common to stop, especially on your first day, to introduce yourself and say hello, pleased to meet you or whatever. It's just a formality. But she never said hello when she saw me. I spent a lot of time in catering, remember. But she would never speak to me there. She just kind of ignored me and I did the same to her. There wasn't negativity to it, it was just something that never happened. Mantel believes in the old school way and said that it was Sasha Banks who should have approached him and not the other way around. In the wrestling business, if you're newer to the business and there's a veteran, the newer person needs to make an attempt to say hello. Not me going to her. She should have come to me by. It's been done for ages. You go into a new dressing room and you go around and meet everybody and offer a little Bulls tea handshake, but you've met them. You've went out of your way to say hello and if I can help you, let me know or whatever. But she never did and it wasn't a big thing, but she never said hello to me. Mercedes Moné FKA Sasha Banks made her debut at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 17, confronting her old opponent Kairi after a successful defense of the recently created IWGP Women's Championship. The two women, who primarily squared off during WWE's Thunderdome era, will now be meeting a month later for the Battle in the Valley pay-per-view. Do you want to see Mercedes Moné become the IWGP Women's Champion? Voice your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Judgment Day member takes a shot at Roman Reigns. The Judgment Day member Finn Balor recently targeted the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns on his Instagram story. The Tribal Chief has put down some of the company's top names during his current reign as champion. One of those names is WWE superstar Finn Balor. Roman Reigns feuded with Balor in 2021 and defeated him twice to retain his Universal title. The Judgment Day member recently shared an Instagram story to promote his action figure. The story features a still of Finn's action figure attacking Roman Reigns' action figure in the ring. The Tribal Chief has faced Finn Balor in 5 singles matches over the years. Reigns won 4 of these matches, while the Demon managed to pick just 1 singles victory over him. Finn's victory came on July 25, 2016, episode of WWE Raw. The last time the two men faced off in a singles competition was at Extreme Rules 2021. That night, Reigns defeated the 41-year-old star to retain his Universal title. Last year, Balor opened up about his Extreme Rules match with Roman Reigns and hinted at wanting another shot at the Universal title. If someone gets hurt or someone returns, there's always going to be different ideas and plans put in place. So you just gotta be able to adapt to the ever-evolving situation, and that's what we had to do. But I feel like the finish of that match has definitely caused some water cooler talk, so to speak, and the fact that we're still talking about it a year later is evidence of that, and I feel like, perhaps the next couple of months, we should really revisit that and address what happened that night. Balor is currently one of the top heels on the Red brand. He has been doing quite well for himself ever since joining the Judgment Day last year. With Reigns being a heel as well, it's highly unlikely that the two superstars will collide anytime soon. Do you want to see a full-fledged feud between Reigns and Balor once again? Sound off in the comments below. WWE director attempts to bury Solo Sikoa. Roman Reigns' cousin Solo Sikoa is running wild since his main roster debut at Clash at the Castle. He is the enforcer, the muscle, and the destroyer of the bloodline. While Roman Reigns will always be the center of attraction, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn, and the Usos also get their fair share of the spotlight to shine in which they deliver. While Roman Reigns' cousin is getting a push of his own in the company, former WWE head writer Vince Russo believes WWE head of TV production, Kevin Dunn, tried burying the muscle of the bloodline. Sikoa was in a match with Dolph Ziggler on the latest edition of Monday Night Raw. The enforcer defeated Ziggler thanks to the new finisher, the legendary Samoan Spike. However, the finisher didn't land properly. On the latest episode of Legion of Raw, Russo claimed Dunn replayed the botched Samoan Spike twice to bury him. People could say whatever they want about Kevin Dunn. Bro, he's great at his job. When I see something like this, that's where the red flag goes up to me. Because to me, bro, that was done purposely for whatever reason. He clearly spiked him in the arm, and you replayed it, bro. That was done to bury somebody, bro. Solo Sikoa made his main roster debut at WWE Clash at the Castle. The Street Fighter helped Roman Reigns beat Drew McIntyre in Cardiff, Wales. Since then, he has been a regular on the main roster with his bloodline. The Tribal Chief has now been in this business for over a decade. He is at the top of his game and a veteran in a position to guide the upcoming WWE superstars. Speaking to New York Post, Reigns' cousin revealed the advice given to him regarding his career. Stay out of trouble, you know what I mean. Keep your head down and just work hard. The eyes up, the ears open, the mouth shut. Roman Reigns also gave top-notch on-screen advice to Sikoa by sharing his personal habits and experiences. I remember him telling me, before showtime starts, I carry myself different. It's different when I'm in the back and I'm talking to you and your brothers. But when the red light comes on, stand up straight, puff your chest out, and you walk different. I remember that now. I'm in the back and I'm kind of slouched over talking with my brothers. Then when our music hits, I'm 3 inches taller than I was before. Solo Sikoa is currently used as the bodyguard of the Bloodline and a dominating superstar when he is in his singles matches. It is yet to be seen if WWE keeps things similar or will push him for a title run on either brand. The Usos' tag title reign to end imminently. Wrestling legend Bully Ray, aka Bubba Ray Dudley, believes the Usos might lose the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship to the Judgment Day. On this week's Raw, the faction won a tag team turmoil match to become the #1 contenders for Jimmy and Jey Uso's Raw tag titles. It is currently unclear when the championship bout will take place. The Usos are also involved in storylines with fellow Bloodline members Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and Solo Sikoa right now. For that reason, Bully Ray speculated on Busted Open that the duo's Raw title reign could end in the near future. I don't know if it's the right time to take the straps off of the Usos, but I have a funny feeling with the direction they might be going in with the whole Sami Zayn and Solo and Roman story, that they might get those straps away from the Usos and get them on the Judgment Day. Jimmy and Jey Uso have held the SmackDown Tag Team Championship since they defeated Dominic and Rey Mysterio on July 18, 2021. Their Raw Tag Team Championship reign began on May 20, 2022, when they beat Randy Orton and Riddle in a unification match. The Judgment Day only earned an opportunity at the Raw Tag Team Championship, not the SmackDown Tag titles. Damian Priest and Finn Balor defeated Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, and Chad Gable and Otis. Due to injury, Balor was replaced in the Tag Team Turmoil match by Dominic Mysterio, who joined forces with Priest to defeat the Street Profits. Bully Ray liked the post-match segment, which saw Jimmy and Jey Uso stare down the Judgment Day on the entrance ramp. The face-to-face was great, really enjoyed it. I always get a laugh whenever the Usos have to have face-to-faces with other teams or other people because you can tell they want to laugh all the time because they're having such a great time out there. Judgment Day member Rhea Ripley watched the tag team turmoil drama unfold from ringside. She even used a D-Generation X chop to taunt a fan during the main event. Do you think the Judgment Day will dethrone Jimmy and Jey Uso? Let us know in the comments section below. Backstage politics in Roman Reigns and the Bloodline's WWE storyline. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline likely receive creative help from Paul Heyman behind the scenes, according to WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray. Reigns, the current undisputed WWE Universal Champion, appointed Heyman as his on-screen special counsel in August 2020. The two men are part of the Bloodline faction, which also consists of Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and honorary member Sami Zayn. On Busted Open, Bully Ray gave his opinion that Vince McMahon would have limited Zayn's role in the group if he still controlled creative. The WWE legend added that Heyman will almost certainly pass on suggestions to the company's decision-makers about the stable's storyline. Let's just assume that nobody in creative is actually listening. I can tell you the one person that I know for sure, that I bet my life's fortune on, who is listening. You know who that is. Paul Heyman, Bully Ray said. Paul hears every last little reaction that goes on in that arena, and he will then take it to creative and politic for whatever he thinks is best for the Bloodline and the story. Heyman previously worked in backstage WWE creative roles, most notably between July 2002 and February 2003, when he was SmackDown's head writer. He also worked as the Raw executive director between June 2019 and June 2020. Before joining WWE, Paul Heyman ran the Extreme Championship Wrestling promotion between 1993 and 2001. Bully Ray, an ECW legend, witnessed firsthand how Heyman planned future storylines based on crowd reactions. Paul was a master at listening to what works and also what doesn't work. Paul, when he was running ECW, was out there listening, watching the crowd, watching the body language of the crowd during a match or a promo, listening to the crowd, seeing what they were sinking their teeth into, and seeing what they were turning their back to. The Bloodline has 2 big title matches coming up over the next few weeks. The Judgment Day became the #1 contenders for the Usos Raw Tag Team Championship on this week's Raw. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns will defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble on January 28th. Are you enjoying watching the Bloodline in WWE right now? Let us know in the comments section below. Sami Zayn to leave if the company is sold to Saudi Arabia. By most accounts, Sami Zayn is the most likely star to leave the company if the sale goes through. Zayn has never competed in WWE's Saudi shows because of his Syrian heritage. The government of Saudi Arabia has been involved in a long-running civil war in Syria. Zayn, who is of Syrian descent, has publicly expressed support for the Syrian people in the past. The government of Saudi Arabia likely considers him to be a controversial figure who is not aligned with their ideals and interests. The two parties are unlikely to coexist in the event of a Saudi takeover of WWE, especially one where the state takes the company private and exercises total control of its operations. For the majority of their careers, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have been inseparable. Where the honorary use goes, the prizefighter usually follows, and vice versa. This is why many fans believe that Owens would follow Zayn out the door in the event of a Saudi takeover. A potential Zayn exit in this scenario wouldn't just be a change of workplaces, but a matter of principle and morals. The two currently feuding stars have had each other's backs for almost 20 years, and in all likeliness would stick together in this scenario. Considering how many memories the duo has given WWE fans over almost a decade, and how many personal dreams they have fulfilled with the company, let's hope it never comes to that.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me